Hey everyone, this is me, Joyful Anime 19, back at you with a new What If video, and this is going to be what if Deku had Silver the Hedgehog's powers, abilities or powers. So yeah, the first, and one of you in the comments down below said that I should make this video, and I will tell you all that this is my own version of what if Deku had Silver the Hedgehog's powers. So yeah, this is my own version. So yeah, Deku would have this power when he manifested when he turns 5. And then, well, yeah, Bakugo will know about Deku's awakened quirk. And so yeah, things like that. The quirk doctor saying that it's a stronger, much more powerful version of her quirk, but different. Because telekinesis is like repel and bring objects to the user and then like levitate them. Deku would practically learn how to use his telekinesis to his advantage. And well, let's see, he would like train every day in and day out of how to use his quirk, how to use it even better than before. He will learn how to make himself levitate and fly. And he will even learn to trap and compress the air inside of a little invisible bubble. And he will create like a force field around him. And he will even use his telekinesis to enhance his physical abilities and sometimes his sensory abilities as well. Deku will be working out every day, in and day out. Just day in and day out, and would also lift heavy objects with his quirk. And it doesn't seem like it's hurting him, like putting a big strain on him at all. And yes, we're gonna give Deku one for all. Let's see, let's skip to the beginning of the anime. Deku is known as the strongest quirk. It's known as the strongest student in school because of his quirk, and because of how hard he works. So yeah, Deku will be well known. Bakugo will challenge Deku, but he will always end in defeat. But it will always end in defeat. And there will be some kids who will want to ask Deku how he got so strong, or was he just like born that way? And he says that I worked really hard with my quirk, so I wasn't really born strong. I had to get strong myself. And after hearing this, everybody wants to strive to become stronger. So yeah, Deku is now like, he will always have like he would have like a hat. He will have a hat on him that kind of has a bell on it. No, wait a minute. Deku will not be having any hack. So yeah, Deku is gonna be strong, but he won't be like over OP. He won't be like OP yet. So yeah, Deku is gonna be strong. He's gonna be like a hard worker. And so yeah, Deku is gonna be working hard every day. And sorry everyone, it just had feeling a little something in my stomach that hurts. But I'll be okay. Deku is now about. So yeah, the teacher throws papers in the air, and he knows that everyone wants to become heroes. Everyone gets excited and start using their quirk, but the teacher tells them to calm down, and they should all know that they've forgotten that the no quirk usage. So yeah. So yeah, and Bakugo will be that jerk like himself again all the time. So yeah, Deku and Bakugo aren't really friends. They don't even think of them. Deku doesn't even think of him as his rival. Bakugo doesn't even. They don't. Deku doesn't think of him as his rival or anything like that. So yeah. Sorry, I'm just a little tired. Deku would practically be. And then it's the end of the day, and everyone. And wait a minute. Then the teacher says, "Oh yeah, you do have a good score on the mock test, Bakugo." And it seems that there's also someone else who's going to UA. Young Mr. Midoriya. It seems that you have a good score as well. And Bakugo would say, "Wait, what? That nerd is." Yep, he applied for UA. Fine, but actually, that finally though, the teacher would say in a really happy tone, because he was hoping that Deku will go to UA, and so the other teachers in school as well. Bakugo would be pissed off, but he would try to keep a cool head. But everyone can see that he's like, oh, like he's reached his limit. And so it's the end of the day, and Bakugo will go up to Deku and say that you shouldn't even think about getting into UA, you loser, you nerd. And Deku would say, "I'm gonna go to UA, and you're not gonna stop me." And Bakugo will practically throw an explosion right at Deku, but then Deku will grab his hands and would place his hand on the table and then stab him in the hand with a pencil. And this will hurt Bakugo, and he says, "Damn you, nerd!" And Deku is actually gone. He actually flew out the window. And Bakugo's in a lot of pain right now. Okay, I think I just heard my dog just growl right now. Just barked just a moment ago. So I'm just gonna keep going. So yeah, Deku is now working really hard. He's now thinking about doing his 10 months of training, and the sludge villain attacks but then Deku has the upper hand. He he traps the villain inside of a empty water bottle that he has. Actually, it was a water bottle that he was drinking, and then then it was all done, and he was about to throw it away. But then the sludge villain came along, and then he actually used it to actually imprison the slime villain, and he used his telekinesis to put the slime villain inside of it. And Deku would say, "Looks like it's a bad day for you to." Well, look what I caught, a villain. And the slime villain would actually try to get out, but it wouldn't be able to work because he's in a like very concentrated. He's in a tight situation. He can't get out. And Deku was thinking about taking him to the police. And so, but All Might comes, and All Might would see just Deku standing there. And Deku was about to call the police, but All Might would say, "Hey kid, have you seen a sludge villain? Have you seen a sludge villain come around here?" And Deku would turn around and would say, "Oh my God, it's All Might! Oh my God, it's actually you, All Might!" And All Might would say, "Yes, kid, it's me, All Might, the symbol of peace." All Might. Wait, slimy looking guy. You mean this guy? Whoa, you caught him? Yeah, he lunged right at me, but then I used my quirk to trap it inside his water bottle. Here you go. Thanks, kid. So, what is your quirk? So, can you tell me, kid, what is your quirk? It's a telekinesis type quirk. And so, yeah, Deku would tell him everything about it. But then All Might will feel his time, he's reaching his time limit. And he would say, "Well, kid, I'll be seeing you around." And Deku does have the autograph from All Might. And Deku doesn't actually go after All Might. And the 10 months of training begins at Dekuma Beach. Deku is lifting trash after trash, and will keep lifting trash after trash. And he'd be done, but then All Might comes along and sees what he's done and how hard he's working. And All Might would come in and which would say that he's going to be training Deku, and so the training begins. Deku and All Might will be sparring against one another, like and I almost got you that time, All Might. And he says, "It's only when you get a bit more faster than me, kid, young Midoriya." And Deku would keep on trying to land a blow on All Might, and he does. He finally lands a blow on All Might, and All Might was shaken up by that. But yeah, they will keep sparring against one another. And then the 10 months of training is over, and All Might says, "Kid, before you go, there's something I need to say to you, and something I need to tell you." And yes, And yes, this is the part where Deku gets one for all. Oh yeah! One for all, baby. Okay, I just sound like a total weirdo right now. I don't feel like I'm gonna do that ever again. Okay, Deku is now... So yeah, they're talking, and Deku is actually dumbstruck by what All Might says, but he tries to process this as much as he can. So yeah, telling him about what happened all those years ago, what happened to him 2 years ago, the toxic chainsaw villain incident, yeah. And what happened and how he got the scar, and how he can give away his quirk. And this version of Deku won't hesitate, and he says, "Of course I'll take your quirk, All Might, and I'll work hard to make it my own." And Deku is about about 14%. No, he's actually at 15% of One for All. And so yeah, Deku would also the UA entrance exam begins. The theory exam goes without a hitch. Deku does not actually mutter to himself. He will actually think in his head. So yeah, he does real good in the theory exam. I'm gonna say he gets number 1, and in the mock test, you guys are gonna flip when you hear me say this. He is gonna rock it, literally. Sorry about that. I just felt my back just shiver just a moment ago. And it's really cold here where I live. It's kind of cold. It's kind of cold, but I'm actually used to it. I kind of like it. And so yeah. Let's get back to it. Deku is stretching. He's wondering how he should go about this. And yes, he does. He did meet Uraraka outside the entry ceremony. So yeah, they do have that little interaction. Yeah. So yeah, then Deku was thinking about going over there to talk to her, but she's actually trying to focus. So Deku wouldn't actually bother her, and Ida wouldn't actually there would be no need for Ida to interfere in any way. And then President Mike will come out and says that they'll have a 10-minute time limit, and that you have to destroy all the robots within that time. And the doors and the gate would open, and they said, "Go! Go, 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 go! There is no countdown to real combat against villains." And Deku will also rush out, and he will use his telekinesis quirk, to make himself faster. To actually make himself faster than he was before. And he would find a rope, and he would find a 2-pointer, 2 2-pointers, and 3 3-pointers as well. And he will demolish them. He will actually he would see a pole. He would see a light, a lamp. he would see of a you know those things that firefighters use to get the water. You know, it's everywhere. It's where we, you know, it's like in our neighborhoods. The water veil thing. I think that's what it's called. What they're called. I forgot their name. But anyway, Deku like cuts the top of it in half, and water begins to come out of it, and Deku will make Deku will like control the water with his telekinesis, and he will like make water blades, and will cut the robots in half, like ninja style. And the teachers and the judges would see this, along with the recommendation students. And Deku is perceiving through this, and he's destroying robot after robot. And he will also make the Earth. He will also make like you know, like telekinesis is also like a matter manipulator. But Deku will make the Earth like have like these little spikes come out and destroy the robots. And then he will hear a big vibration, and it's behind him, and it's the Zero Pointer. And Deku would actually see this, and he's thinking, this seems like a good chance to show off even more of my power. Maybe I should take it down. And then he sees Uraraka, and then he will sprint, then he will super sprint over there, and will grab Uraraka out of there. And he will use his quirk to like heal her, use telekinesis to try to heal her. And she's okay to walk. But then Deku tries to like tries to stop the Zero Pointer by pushing it. And so he summons all of his power to push it, and he does. He actually compresses the air and throws the compressed bubble of air and throws it at the Zero Pointer, and the Zero Pointer will be sent flying and also begin to like explode. So yeah, the time's up and 10 minutes are up, and so yeah, we're just gonna skip that week, and Deku is now at UA, and he sees Bakugo. He sees Bakugo in class 1A, and then Uraraka will come behind him and says, it's you, Uraraka. So, how are you? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Izuku. So yeah. And Ida and him and Uraraka will actually become friends. So yeah. And then Mr. Aizawa will come in and would say, it's time for, and you know, he'll be like his Aizawa self, telling everyone not to that if you're here to socialize, then leave now, because UA is for serious students. And so yeah, and Mr. Aizawa says if you come in last place, and everyone's already outside, and he said if you come out in last place, then you are automatically expelled. You are expelled, and then everybody gets worried, and it says, and Deku will, and Mr. Aizawa will call out Deku, will call out Izuku, and Deku would say that he got 30 meters in his school, and Mr. Aizawa said to use your quirk, and Deku does use his quirk, and he will throw it, and he will push even farther, and keep pushing it, and keep pushing it, and pushing it, and keep pushing it even farther away. But then a portal would appear and would take you into the atmosphere, and Deku would say, that's also a part of my quirk. That's also what my quirk is called. It's called, like, cosmic. It's called Cosmos. It's called Cosmo. So yeah, we're gonna call his quirk Cosmos. Cosmos. So yeah, Deku has actually unlocked his space manipulation of his quirk. So yeah, Deku, and it's all because of One for All in him. So yeah, Deku is gonna be trying to do his best to show his full potential. And so yeah, the whole test goes on, and everyone gets the same score. Deku is like rocking it, and it's the end, and Deku is number 1, while Taru, you know, the invisible girl, she gets last place. But then Mr. Aizawa says that no one's actually going to get expelled. And Mr. Aizawa says the only reason why I said that was to make you guys get even more serious, to even show off what you can do. And everyone would be like, kind of like out of air. That was way too close. And that's the end of it. So yeah, I will be making part 2, right? And I'll be making part 2 as well. So thank you, everyone.